So I have Josh from Cattle Decapitation with me. How are you?
I am fatigued, but doing okay.
Yep.
So which is probably what I say to every interview.
So what have Cattle Decapitation been up to so far?
Well, we've made it, getting next year we'll be starting to write, so there's that out of the way first, because people will be like, when do we expect a new record and all that? And it's like, well, we've been fortunate to be very, busy on this tour cycle, and just, we could honestly probably go another year.
Have you kind of got any rough ideas for riffs and songs?
Oh yeah, it's more the rough ideas kind of thing. We all have a little, kind of our little stash of stuff. It's going to be interesting this time because Dave now lives in Seattle. And the rest of us are in San Diego, of course. So there's going to be a lot of Dropboxing and, having to write apparently the nowadays person way with a lot of sending files. So instead of just four guys staring at each other in a room, because there's, over the years there's been songs that have turned out really well that have been spur of the moment, like, oh crap, what were we doing there? And then, what about something like this? That kind of, in the moment, see your pants kind of stuff.
If you look at, the difference between before you'd released Monolith of Inhumanity, there's kind of, I feel like there was not a resurgence, but kind of like you guys really picked up.
Or there was if there ever was an interest, there was a renewed interest. But assuming there wasn't.
I didn't mean it.
No, that's what I meant. Assuming there wasn't, people really like that album. They latched onto that, so I think, wanting more of that.
So I was going to say, do you think it might have been a sort of different sense of songwriting as well?
Oh yeah, absolutely, or whatever, but it's almost like the band has like eras, when it's like the third album of each group is like the most realized version of what we were trying to do on the previous two. So there's a Human Jerky and Homivore had their grind, it was grind records, and then Serve Man was kind of like this sort of here's this refined type of quote-unquote refined type of grind, much cleaner recording and all that. And then I think we kind of came off thinking that we wanted to be more like, I'm saying technical, but more just more involved musically.
Okay.
And so with Humanure, that's where we, kind of first started exploring that. Karma was where it was like, okay, we want to do a bunch of like kind of weird, sort of avant-garde, more noisy stuff. That's where that came out. And then the Harvest Floor was the sort of marriage of the two, but in a much more streamlined version than the previous two records. Then with Mono, I think we decided, let's just cut all this crap. Let's just write the best songs we can, not try to like, oh, here's a cool techie part, who gives a shit? If it works, great. If it doesn't, let's not try to let's just write, the best songs first.
Okay.
Which is crazy that's like, such a shocking thing to say.
Yeah.
Let's make good songs. You sure about that?
Yeah.
Anthropocene was just like, even just trim the fat off that more and just have this super streamlined entity.
Okay.
So for the newer stuff, and once again, this is keeping in mind that it's not like a song has been written.
No, of course.
It's more like
it's speculation.
Exactly. This is hopeful or just sort of whatever speculation that it's. We're going into we don't want to repeat ourselves. So we just want to keep the songs thing, and just try to make it a little more. And when I say moody, I don't mean it's going to be like a doom record or something. It's like
super slow cattle.
Yeah, exactly. There may be maybe stuff like that, but it's make it a little more moody and dark, and just have even more of a bummer than the previous record if we can do that. Maybe a little more spaciousness in some of the riffs, just to have it so it's a little more like atmospheric and like a really, really horribly depressing dream.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's, once again, now that I've said that, I'm sure it'll be something completely different, but at least that's kind of the general consensus and what people were, we were chatting about.
Okay. And so you've kind of got the reputation for having the most extreme music video of like all time in death metal. So was that kind of like something that you wanted to actively go for with Mitch Massey?
He works on a very small budget and could do amazing things in just his garage. So we hit him up, and he created this whole for the Monolith and Kingdom of Tyrants from Monolith and Humanity. He created this whole little mini movie kind of thing out of it. We were just blown away by it. Like, this is insane. He did this in his garage. So then we had him again for Forced Gender reassignment, and we just kind of told him, like, just make this awful. I mean, really awful. Like, the redeeming quality is that it's that awful. People love doing the reaction videos.
Oh yeah.
How many of those things were like, if you did a search on that, the video, that Forced Gender video, wouldn't be on YouTube because you can get them out for the next one.
and then push it even further.
Yeah, I don't know. See, I don't know. It's like I feel that like we're not going to be able to beat it.
Yeah.
In that regard, because it's just so ridiculous. It's almost like it has to be just as extreme but in a different way.
So, what kind of, like, what are you going to be bringing with the new album? Is there kind of like a rough lyric idea?
Oh, Travis has got this, yeah. He said that he's so antsy to start writing, like, and part of that is because he has some song titles. He's got a lot of lyric ideas. He's got layout.
Oh wow! Okay.
Not like completed or anything, but like very, very serious, kind of rough drafts of it, and artwork. He talked to Wes Benscover, who's going to continue to do our records.
Oh, nice one.
And Wes was extremely thrilled with the prospects that he was giving him as far as like concepts and everything. So they're well ahead and kind of moving forward on that. I mean, he's raring to go. So we are too. It's just got a lot of touring to do still.
Yeah.
So we'll do what we can.
Awesome. Well, thank you ever so much for having a chat, man.
Thank you, sir.